So has this ever happened to you? You are being so kind and wonderful and really coming from your heart space, and the other person treats you like dirt. And you think, what did I do to deserve that? Or the other situation happens where you kind of have been up a little bit of a shit to somebody, and they treat you so kindly, and you think, what have I done to deserve that? That's what we're going to be talking about today on our show. Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa, and this is EnergieGal Holistic Wellness. We are a tribe, a community that is gathering and growing around the idea of learning about the integration of body, soul, spirit, of understanding that we have a body, but we also have feelings and emotions and thoughts that are directly affecting that body. We are also working with the release of trauma, as well as growing in our reconnection in our relationships, first and foremost with ourselves, then with each other, and with God. We've been taking a deep dive into Don Miguel Ruiz's The Four Agreements. I've done a couple of videos, which I will link below, on his first agreement. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about his second agreement. And he believes that this is a practical guide to personal freedom. If it's about freedom, I'm in. So here's what he says about the second agreement. Don't take anything personally. He goes on to say, nothing other people do is because of you. It's because of themselves. Interesting. So let's go back to that question that I had earlier. The example I gave of you've been very kind and that other person treats you badly and you think, what did I do to deserve that? I was in a situation where a very unfortunate event happened to me. A building that I was using to teach exercise in burned down. And with it, all of the equipment and everything else. And we did not have insurance for the inside stuff, just for the building. So when it came time to pay everybody back, I was doing that out of my own pocket. And I heard through the grapevine that somebody had started a rumor that I had gotten a big insurance check and was not giving anybody their money back. And it wasn't true. And I remember thinking, well, what did I do to deserve that? I'm really kind. Why would someone treat me that way? And that's when I realized, don't take anything personally. Nothing other people do is because of you. It's because of themselves. Well, as it turns out, in the scheme of things, this was a relatively unhappy woman, and she spread her unhappiness everywhere she went. Here's another kind of fun example. There were two boys who were put in two separate rooms, both filled with horse poop. And in the one room, the one boy is sitting on top of that big pile of horse poop, and he is pissed off. The other kid is in the other room, and he's whistling Dixie and shoveling up poop with his hands, just digging in it. And when asked, why would you do that? He said, well, I figure with all this horse poop in here, there must be a pony in here somewhere as well. So it was all about attitude, his own attitude, each of those boys' attitudes. You know, Eleanor Roosevelt says, nobody can make you feel anything without you giving them permission. That first boy in the room with all that poop, he might have said, I feel badly because of this poop. Don Miguel Ruiz might say, no, he just feels badly. The poop just happens to be there. Because this other kid was feeling pretty good in the midst of all that poop. So what was the difference? They were both in the midst of a whole lot of caca. It was their attitude, their own personal countenance. In the same way that little boy was happy just because he had poop all around him wasn't going to make him be sad or pissed off or angry. Have you ever had a situation where you were kind of in a bad mood and maybe you treated somebody not so well, and yet another person came along and treated you nicely? Can you think of an example from your life when that has happened, where it's just like, wow, that person is so kind and I have not. For me, if I'm thinking of an example, I have a friend who gave me a little birthday party. And it's a friend who I had lost touch with, and I didn't really put a lot of effort into the relationship. And every so often she would touch base with me, and I'd be like, hey, yeah, how are you? But I didn't put a lot of my heart space into it for whatever reason. I wasn't mean, but I didn't go out of my way. But she went out of her way to make sure that I got a really nice 40th birthday party. And as a matter of fact, it went on to get canceled because of some big event that happened, and she rescheduled it. I mean, talk about somebody who it was so kind to my very meh way of treating her. So we don't treat other people the way they treat us. We treat other people the way that we are. Just let it sit with you for a little bit. If you are saying, no, I'm treating that person like the asshole that they are, you just got to wonder. So listen, this is really difficult to hear because it means that we don't treat other people according to what they deserve. We treat other people according to who we really are. That other person is just there. We are treating other people according to who we really are. If they're not being kind to us, if we see that as a reason to not be kind to them back, then that's who we are, not kind. If someone else is not treating us or is treating us kindly and we choose to treat them kindly back, okay, so we're kind. But I think it was somewhere in the Bible that it says it's easy to love people who love you back. What's hard is to love people who don't love you back. It's easy to be nice to people who are nice to you. What's hard is to be nice, kind, compassionate, understanding, and patient with people who are shitty to you. But here's what you get to find out. When people treat you badly, you get to find out who you really are. Isn't that exciting? Sometimes I love it if someone cuts me off in traffic because I'm like, all right, now I get a chance to find out who I am. I have a few people in my life who are just not kind. And I get to find out who I really am. Am I not kind in return because, well, they've got it coming? Then what I need to understand is I'm just not a kind person then. I'm only kind when people are kind to me. Or have I gotten to the point where I decide I am just going to be kind regardless of how other people treat me? Because nobody can make me feel anything without me giving them permission. And when life squeezes me, I get to find out what's really inside of me. So I look at those times and those situations where I'm squeezed, baby, squeezed. And I start looking. I'm like, all right, let me find out who I really am. Am I going to be someone who loses my temper? Am I going to be someone who pops off? Am I going to be someone who goes into victimhood? That's my MO. Right into victim. I'm really healing in that area. Thank you very much for asking. So today, let's grab your water. Today, my friend, very, very challenging perspective. Some might say a very challenging truth. Have you ever had a situation? Okay, hold it to your heart. And let's do some truth seeing. Let's do some truthing here. Have you ever said this? He made me feel that way. She made me feel that way. If that's the case, I want you to bring that to mind. And I want you to know that's not true. He did not make you feel anything. She did not make you feel anything that you weren't already feeling. Their behavior brought what you were feeling to the surface so that you could be aware of it. Now listen, there's no judgment. When I fall into victimhood, the last thing I'm going to do is judge my victimhood. It ain't going to go anywhere if I'm judging it, shaming it, guilting it, condemning it, or myself. What I do is, look what I did again. Oh well, okay. Hey, I'm glad I caught it. I'm glad I still see that's there still. And then I thank that messenger. I'm like, man, I'm totally jazzed at that person. Well, okay. Someday maybe I'm not totally jazzed. But I'm partially jazzed that that person treated me that way because I got a chance to see what's really inside me still. What may still need to be roto-rooted, cleaned out. Freedom awaits when you come out of a victim mentality, of thinking that other people make you feel a certain way. Don't take anything personally. The way other people treat you is the way that they are. It has nothing to do with the way you are. And in the same breath, the way other people treat you has nothing to do with how you treat them. Really. If you love somebody who loves you, that's easy. When you love someone who's being very unkind, you are a loving person. You love walking around with skin on in the world. And now you know. Think about a situation where either you treated somebody very lovingly or they treated you very lovingly. I think of the times that my sister sends me tickets to come see her every year. Come see me. She won't let me pay her back. I just want to see you. May I be kind and loving in return, regardless of other people's behavior towards me. Thank you for joining me today for that somewhat difficult second agreement that Don Miguel Ruiz shared with us in his awesome book, The 4 Agreements. My name is Lisa of EnergieGal Holistic Wellness, and I would love to invite you to subscribe to the channel. I am growing a tribe here, and we are getting strong and being seen. The numbers are increasing, and really, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want to gather us together in a space of curiosity, compassion, and courage to encourage each other to heal and be the best versions of ourselves. So if I can be of assistance to you on your journey, check any of the links below. In addition, feel free to like, comment, and share this video. And in the meantime, be impeccable with your word and don't take anything personally. I'll talk to you again tomorrow, guys.